when I talk to the person in the beginning, I always ask them how they wish to be communicated with. Do you want me to call you? Would you prefer a text or just strictly by email? And if you listen to what they're saying and you do exactly that, then you're actually getting more of their trust as well, because it's like, hey, he's actually going to do what I want, as opposed to bombarding them all the time with phone calls. Because some people, they just say, oh, I've called him, I'm going to call him again this week. I call him again this week. And a lot of times they just don't want to be called all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of speak to them in the way that they want to be speaking to. So, I mean, people that prefer text messages will prefer text messages. People that prefer email will prefer email, so on and so forth. And I know, in fact, I don't know how many of you guys know Gary Vaynerchuk. He's, of this up and coming marketing guy. He's been on for a while. When we were able to do these conferences, he stood in front of a room of 50,000 people and said to them, how many of you completely hate when another human being calls you? And like 80% of the room stood up. They hate getting phone calls. Like these younger generation people. I'm not sure if I'm going to consider that myself, but sometimes I do, because I hate getting phone calls when I'm at the office. I just don't have the time to talk. I prefer text over phone calls as well. So sometimes they prefer that as well, and that's the way they want to be communicated with. So that's very glad that you find ways around that and look at it. But in general, guys, internet leads, fake leads, it's one that you cannot avoid getting a fake lead. We cannot figure out a system that will make sure you never get a fake lead. I promise you that it's impossible. And we've tried this. Like, we've tried this many different ways where we make them validate their phone number, and the more we make them validate the number, the more of a fake number they're going to put in. And it's just or they go away. They're not going to register, or they go away. So we at least this way get an email address most of the time and not a good number. And then we try to extract a good number out of the email at a later process. So I hope that kind of helps all of you understand that fake leads are part of the game. They do keep coming in, and they will keep coming in. Okay.